one of our biggest defeats yet, a collapse of our root cellar. I messed up the #1 rule and then it destroyed the root cellar. I gotta deal with that. I'll bring you guys in for a closer look. This could be dangerous. Not looking forward to it at all. If you missed our last video, we suffered one of our biggest defeats yet. A collapse of our root cellar. This is one of the first earth bag builds we did, and we had such a huge storm roll in, about 2.5 inches of rain, and we saw a collapse. It's heartbreaking. I don't know if we're gonna get any more rain. It looks like things have calmed down. It looks like that monsoon might have gone out with like a lion. But just in case we do get any more rain, I wanna take this cover off. I think right now this cover is only gonna hurt things more than help. It's just a lot of weight on these bags. So I'm gonna take it apart and really just kind of dig down there and see exactly what we're looking at as far as the damage goes. So this could be dangerous, but I'm just gonna do it a little bit at a time and just kind of see how it goes, and then we'll get a peek inside. Jess is back at it, putting the cob and the rocks back on. How's it feel?
Feels good to be making some progress.
Well, those rains really set us back. I mean, not only with the root cellar, but also covering the top of this dome. So hopefully we can get back on track. And to help get things back on track, I put the hoist back up. So hopefully this will help Jess get materials up and down with a lot less stress. As you can see, I ran the extension cord through this pipe over here, so that's ready to go. All right, Jess, looks like the hoist is up and fully operational.
Awesome, thank you.
By the time your friends arrive, the hoist will be fully operational. Of course, now that I've assisted Jess, I gotta deal with that. Not looking forward to it at all. All right, so I've got to be careful here because I really don't know how stable or unstable this is. So I'm going to first get in here and remove these rocks and then remove this plastic. Okay, so I got the plastic off and you can kind of see a little bit what's going on with the edges. Let's kind of take a look around and see what we can see. You can definitely see some bag damage here. Some of the bags are kind of lifted up over here. See some bag damage over here. Platform here is kind of lifted up a bit on this edge. There's an opening here, but you can't really see too well what's going inside there. You can see some boards lifting up over here. Definite collapse over here. Some of the bags are really tore up, twisted around. But won't know the extent too much until I can start pulling some of this apart. Whoa, that is soupy.
Yeah.
Did you intend for it to be that soupy?
Well, I just dumped all the water that was in the mixer into there.
Oh, there's water in the mixer? That's weird. Good call.
Just trying to use up these little
Pockets, the little pockets of water everywhere.
It doesn't breed mosquitoes. Good
call, good call. Oh, adding a little bit to protect these bottom layers.
Yeah.
That's good thinking. All right, so I'm gonna start tearing this up, working from the bottom up to the top and just kind of releasing some of this pressure. Plus, once I got these boards off, I should be able to get a good look what's going on down here. Well, I'm getting there. Man, this has been a challenge because with the paint, some of those screws are kind of hidden. Some of them are stripped. Plus there's glue underneath those boards. Plus it's all bent out of shape. So it's been a challenge. It'll be a challenge, but I'll get these last two off and then I'll take you down there and show you exactly what's going on. It's not a pretty sight. It breaks my heart every time I look down there. But I'm trying not to think about it. I'm trying not to imagine all the work that's gonna have to go into repairing. We'll deal with that down the road. Right now, just get these boards off, get some air down there, let things dry up a bit, and yeah, we gotta continue on protecting this dome. Don't forget your hat up here like you did that one time.
Yeah, I probably will.
Oh, our house is growing things. You being safe up here? People want to know.
Of course. Always. Most
Shorter?
of this I'm doing from these platforms.
Yeah, you almost made a whole ring around here.
Yep. So I should be able to finish the rest of this up right from this platform.
Yeah, yeah.
Going around.
Keep in mind, y'all, I would be helping up here. I would be working up here, but she has expressly forbid it.
It's true. Well, you got your own work to do.
I have been busy. Oh my goodness. You know, I've been looking at this root cellar for a while now with that cover on it, so it's just surreal to see it up here with that shape it's in. You can see the full magnitude up here. I'll bring you guys in for a closer look at the disaster. Hey UV, close up. Okay, so now that I got all the boards off, let me show you kind of what's going on. Oop. I have to clean the boards up before someone trips and hurts themselves, namely me. So coming down this way, you can see this is right here on the west is where most of the damage is taking place. We got a little bit of caving in to the north, but mainly everything just probably got wet and then slid in down here. So you can see that wall's completely caved in. Some of the bags are skewing off to the side over here. Some of those bags came off the rails, but mainly most of them were just kind of pushed off. You can tell it got pretty ruckus down here. Oh, some of this is already kind of hardening. You can see the stairs are just covered in dirt. The stairs look relatively okay. Meanwhile, it is still kind of soft and gushy down here. Oh, it's like a soft serve. Oh, okay, gotta be careful down here. Some bags are split open down here toward the bottom. Yeah, these are soft too. It's definitely been getting some moisture in here. It'll take a little bit for this to dry off. I'm actually amazed at how well some of these walls have held up. The walls over here on the east and the south really held up pretty well. Ooh. Oh man, you can see just how that wall curved in. I won't know the extent of the damage until we get in here and clean up some of these bags. Maybe part of the bottom wall is even intact. I don't know. This is definitely gonna need to dry up a little bit, but maybe it won't be so bad to clean up if it's a little wet. The pipe's okay. The pipe going to the cistern, that's good. That's survived, that's nice. Some of these boards that I was gonna use as a platform, those aren't good. Cleats, a little bent, but still there. Stairs are looking good. Maybe I can use the stairs to climb out of here. Oh my goodness. Some of these stairs definitely buckle, look at that. And we'll need to put something over here to protect the bags that are now exposed. Make sure nothing happens to those. This particular stair got crushed. That split. There's that north side. definitely a mess, but something I think we can recover from. That's gotta be tricky. Ever have any fall on you? Like when you're trying to put it in?
Yeah, I had one because like if the cob is too wet, then it doesn't hold, especially like the big heavy ones.
Oh.
But it's kind of amazing how well it does hold that.
Yeah. All right, well, I've already been out here checking out the carnage that is our root cellar. I don't think Jess has gotten a close-up look yet. Have you kind of got a close view yet?
No, just kind of looked at it in passing.
You ready? You ready to get a close-up look?
Yeah. Looks even crazier with those boards off of it.
It does look crazier.
Should I get down in there?
Well, I don't know if you want to get down in there. It's a pretty slick mess. Your boots are gonna get messed up. But...
I'll just go. Try not to be swallowed into it. I can see where you've been down in there.
Yeah, I got into the thick of it.
Is that mud pretty thick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why, are you debating on going in there?
No.
Oh. Thoughts?
It looks pretty bad. I mean, it's kind of hard to see all the damage on the wall because it's all like swallowed in mud. But it looks like obviously this part of the wall like toppled over. I mean, these walls are strong, like really strong. So the force that was needed to do this must have been pretty incredible.
What do you think? You think it's a loss or you think it's repairable?
Well, half of the wall looks fine.
That's what my estimation is. Half the wall is completely fine. So it should be interesting. I think we can rebuild. What do you think?
I think it's possible.
Some people suggested like, oh, you should have had cement in the mix. And like maybe that would have held. But also if we had cement in the mix, then this would have been
A complete loss.
we'd have to get rid of a lot of the material, but this material we can just
reuse, just
rebag
it.
Rebag it.
Recycle. I know cement adds compressive strength, but it doesn't add tensile strength, and I think that's the issue here. There was forces from the side, not like
Up above.
coming from above. So that's what broke through this wall. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that because in our previous video, we kind of gave our initial impressions. Now, after looking at it more closely and kind of thinking about maybe some of the factors that went into making this happen, I think we have kind of a better insight.
I think so. So I've been thinking about this, and I think the biggest issue here is what we did with the eaves. We put in the eaves to protect the foundation of the dome. And in doing so, I think what this has done is actually created a bad situation for the root cellar. Now there is a ton of water coming off of the dome. And we put an IBC tote there to collect some of it, but there's really no good place after that for the overflow.
If you look at the damage on the root cellar, it's just the northwest part of that wall that is the only part that's really damaged. And that is exactly where that IBC tote was and where that overflow from that IBC tote was coming from.
So in trying to protect the foundation for the dome, we ended up destroying the root cellar. I wish we could have done something with the overflow. I had no idea that it would be that intense.
We actually calculated how much water was actually coming off of the top of the dome. And in that last storm, which was almost 2.5 inches, we figured there could have been almost 1,000 gallons of water being funneled off of there into that one spot. So that's a massive amount of water. That's a massive amount of weight and force, and that's probably enough to do that kind of damage.
So it just soaked all that soil in there, and it's probably been like, this is probably the straw that broke the camel's back.
Right, because I mean, we've been getting these rains. It's probably, moistening all the soil around here.
So that's what I think. I know a lot of people talked about like placement of the structures, you place them in the wrong spot, but this is actually almost one of the highest spots. It's not really, it doesn't really have that much slope going to the dome.
Where we chose to place our house, it's not the lowest spot on our property. I think you talked about that in the other video.
Back over here to the south, this is the lowest part of our land. It is a swamp out here.
The low spot of the property was where it was kind of swampy.
That's where the low spot is. If you go check out that video and you see me stomping around in the water, that's the low spot.
That's to the south, and that's definitely a bad place to put a house.
I'm glad we didn't put the house there.
So we're kind of at a mid-elevation, kind of higher.
Mid to high.
Yeah.
It was just bad placement of the tote, or we needed overflow, basically.
Yes. That's why overflow is so important.
Number one rule of rainwater harvesting, always plan for overflow. I failed that rule and then it destroyed the root cellar.
We messed up the number one rule.
I messed up the number one rule. So, number one rule of rainwater harvesting, always plan for overflow. I did not do that. Learn from my mistake. As you can see, it can be costly.
But it's good to know how much water we can collect off our dome.
Honestly, I will eventually build a cistern over here. I think with this rainy season, I probably could have filled up one of those poly tank size things. Well, thanks for coming along as we did the uncovering, the unveiling, seeing all the damage firsthand. I got some cleanup we got to do, and then we're going to get some help. Might as well protect what we have. So stay tuned for that. All right. Bye, y'all.